This is directed at so many people at my school. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get jumped for saying this alone.
This shit was a bill.
Tonight the music seems too loud. I wish that we could lose this crowd. Baby, it's better this way. We hurt each other with the things we want to say. We could have been so good together.
Hey guys, I'm back for another video sooner than I bet you are expecting, because you expect me to upload once a month.
Oh, DD, oh, what it is? Oh, DD, what it is?
See, I'm picking it up. Now, fun fact, I already actually recorded this video once before. But the thing was, there was two reasons I didn't like it. First of all, my face cam was like kind of wonky. And then second off, I kind of really got into it. But I did want to condense it a little bit more because it just felt like at one point I was literally just rambling. I am gonna try to condense this one a bit more. So if you think I'm yapping here, it was 10 times worse in the other video. Okay, so that's that. Also, this is so funny, but I kind of actually lost my very first point I made. So we're just gonna skip to number 2. If you really want to know what number 1 was, it really was just wear wireless headphones. So I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory anyway. So on with the video. And for number 2, we have no need for sex when you have self-respect. Now, honestly, this theme alone, I could honestly go on and on about. It's very much a prevalent issue that everyone just basically wants to smash, and that everyone is obsessed with losing their virginity. Now, technically, there's nothing wrong with that. But usually 9 times out of 10 what ends up happening is the wrong people it be happening to, because they be either telling the wrong people or whoever they did it with. It's just a blabbermouth and want to tell everybody. And I feel like everyone's just so obsessed with like not being a virgin. So people want to look cool. And they're like, well, I don't want to be a virgin. Because a lot, of course, we all associate being a virgin with kind of a loser. But my thing is, those same people will lose their virginity in the craziest ways, like in the back of a van, in a movie theater, while they're at their grandma's house while she was sleeping. Like, and it's like, if you have self-respect, you wouldn't let yourself like lose something as important as your virginity like happen that way. Like, at least to me. And it's just like, you got school to work on, you got to plan out college, you got classes, and it's like, why are you so busy focusing giving Timmy the sloppy toppy in the bathroom instead of, I don't know, turning in that assignment? So when you're in high school, no, don't, especially in freshman year, like you just got here and you already gonna be known as the class thought. No, at least wait until junior year. Come on, like get with the pro. You definitely focus not on sex. And if you have a man, hey, I mean, if you're gonna do it, make sure he don't tell nobody, okay? Make sure he didn't tell it, and you better damn not tell nobody either. Okay, and number 3, I don't know why I said it like that. Number 3, we have always try to be the first in the lunch line or wait until the line is gone. Now, for at our school, we got like over 1,000 kids, yo. We got 4 lunches. So that's what, like 200, 300 kids a lunch? They don't be playing. They will get to that line. I've seen people running in the hallways. It is serious when it comes to that lunch, especially on Stromboli Day.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back!
You either be the very first person at line, or you wait till that line is gone, because you will be sitting there, I kid you not, for 20 minutes. I will never forget my first day of high school. I waited in that line like a stupid, dumb, stupid freshman. I had 5 minutes to eat. 30-minute lunch, 5 minutes to eat. I didn't even get to taste the food. I was... So years after that, I started being the last one in line. Now, the only con of being the last one in line is 9 times out of 10, especially if you're the last lunch in the entire day, they ain't gonna have nothing for you. So you have to time it so that there's a little bit of kids in the line, so you can just slip in real quick, wait like a second, and boom, you got your lunch, you good to go. But definitely don't wait in that line, and at least cut. So, like I said, be the first or the last, don't play. Why that water taste like that?
Women, please wash them pussies. It is summertime and your pussies are stinking.
But speaking of Stanleys, number 4, leave those big ass Stanleys at home. This is directed at so many people at my school. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get jumped for saying this alone. But leave those Stanleys at home. The amount of people I've seen carrying these big old bags, they got their phone in their hand, they got who knows else what, and you know what? You know what else they're holding? That big old Stanley. They can't put it in their backpack pocket, you know why? Because it's so big. And I'm telling y'all that them Stanleys is nice, yes, it keeps your ice cold. I ain't gonna lie, like, people try to dog on Stanley because they're so popular. They're actually mad good, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, not like having 6, 7 of them good. Yes, this is very directed. I saw a post not that long ago and I literally went. But anyways, but those big old Stanleys, like, I don't know why y'all don't get irritated alone, even just like holding them. Like, I get irritated just looking at them because I'm thinking to myself, if like, I'm expecting it to be mad full, right? So I'm like, oh, that must be heavy as hell. And it's just like, it don't fit in your backpack pocket, so you always have to carry it, period, because your backpack ain't gonna fit it, period. So now you wasting a whole hand for this heavy ass Stanley. Like, that's why I like my Stanley so much, because look how small it is. I'd rather fill my Stanley up like 2 times a day than have a big old jug that I gotta carry around frequently, heavy as hell, just for what? Hey, if you're gonna do it, bring it in the first day so everyone knows you have one, because they are $80, so you definitely want to flex them. But don't, it's just a waste of space. It's just not worth it. No, keep that big ass Stanley at home. Okay, number 5, we have, do not lend out them pens and them pencils. Now, I say this because there's a thing, an epidemic, dare I say, in high school where you give out a pen and a pencil, and keep in mind, not to a close friend, we're talking acquaintance, stranger, that is like the moment their hand grasps that pencil, it's not yours. Like, it just goes from, oh, this is the gel pen I bought, to, oh, this is Timmy's gel pen. It ain't your gel pen, especially just like, don't play, do not give a. It's just like, because they'll walk away or they'll use it, and if you're not constantly going, you done, you forget for a split second, you ain't getting it back. The amount of pencils I'm not gonna say stole, because I didn't steal it, let's not say that, it's gonna get crazy. But the amount of pencils I have borrowed from people because they let me have it, and then I forgot to give it back, it's actually astronomical, because I always needed a pencil. I was always that guy. And I don't do it, like, the thing is, most people don't do it with malicious intent. It's just like, naturally, like, we just grasp the pencil and we just use it, and it just feels like it's an extension of our hand, and we don't realize it's still in our hand until, oh, it's the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do not be that guy who gives out those pencils and pens, because 9 times out of 10, you will not be getting it back. You will look like a fool. You will be asking that person the next day, and they're talking about what you talking about? Or, oh, I forgot it. Or, oh, I know where it is. And now you look like a fool. Now you just messed up. Do not give those pens and do not give those pencils unless they are the bestie and you know for sure they'll give it to you by the end of the period without you constantly having to remind them, because the day you forget is the day it's gone. Okay, number 6, we have become close to at least one teacher and one upperclassman. Now, these both are very much essential, because having that one teacher and that one upperclassman is literally like a gateway to, first off, not only boosting yourself mentally, but boosting yourself in the charts. You know what I'm saying? Because, not to be that person, but if you only have freshman friends, you're definitely not going to learn as much about the school as you really could, because the thing is, upperclassmen, they've been around the school for at least 1 year. They know more than you by default. Like, you can't argue that. I don't care how much you research that school. They actually went to the school, so they already know more than you by default, right? So if you're looking for like, hey, like to figure out where like these classes are, or to figure out like what students are known for what, like you basically just getting to know the whole school. Having that upperclassman finna clutch up. And then in regards to the teacher, having that teacher is really good, because they can not only give you advice on how to schedule and what certain teachers and how they teach, because the thing is, most teachers are like friends, especially those in the same like hallway, so they know how each other teaches and they know what's up with each other, which is like really good to know. And then on top of that, when you finally start wanting to apply for some colleges and stuff, or even let's say if you're trying to like go straight into the workforce, like you need some kind of reference. You can't just go in, no references, no recommendations, because then like it just gives like who's gonna vouch for you, like who's gonna tell us how good you are. Because if you tell me how good you are, well, you're going to, because it's you. We want to hear someone else tell you how good you are. You have that good friend teacher that got you. Yo, join a club with them, do something. Bond with them, talk to them after class, talk to them before class, say hi to them, even just a simple hi in the hallway. I thought there was a spider on my ceiling. I was about to flip out. Anyways, but even just simple, just like highs in the hallways, like that can come a long way. And that letter recommendation you get from that teacher, you type up that email. Hey, can I get an email recommendation from you? Show I got you, and they'll do it right away. That's the thing, because if you don't have a good bond with the teacher, they might still do it, but they gonna take their sweet old time. But if you have a tight bond with that teacher, they gonna get that shit done pronto. So don't play. Talk to those upperclassmen. We're not that scary. Like, do I look scary to y'all? Okay, number 7. You know your girl learned some Spanish. Okay. Number 7. Take those honor classes. Freshman year is literally the best year to do honor classes. And I say this because it's literally the easiest year to do honors classes. Now, this is advice that honestly I wish someone gave me, because when I was a freshman in high school, I was literally terrified. Like, I was literally petrified, because when I became a freshman, it was literally the year after COVID, right? And I flopped so bad in my 8th grade year. I was so petrified of going back to school, let alone high school, that I chose really easy classes. With the only class I chose that was honors ended up being English. And so I did regular algebra, I did regular history, and I did regular science. But if I could go back in freshman year, I think the biggest thing I would change is take more honors classes, because every single class I did that wasn't honors, I literally aced easily. And I suck at math. Okay, I'm terrible at math. Ace that class easily, because it was so easy. And not to be that guy, but like when you look around at the people around you and you go, why am I in the same class with these people? You know you're not in the right level, because if you ask that question, why am I in the same class as that guy? Then you're like, okay, wait a minute, clearly something's up. But I was so scared that I wasn't willing to, like, you know, use my big voice. And yeah, I know I got a big old voice and change my class. I was just like, you know what, it is what it is. And honestly, I regret that, because now when I was applying the colleges and stuff, now it's like, well, now I got less on my criteria, because I didn't want to be a big boy and use my big boy voice. So I definitely do recommend taking, honestly, every single honors: math, English, science, and history. Especially history and English. Do take those honors classes, even if you think you're gonna flop it, because you won't. It's so easy. It really is just turning your work, kind of like, you know, mindset. Do it on time. And if you can't do that, at that point, why are you even in school? Like, I'm just saying. And then we got number 8, which is don't be closed-minded. Now, this honestly is just general advice, but especially when you're first starting high school, I feel like this is especially important, because high school is way bigger than middle school, and you're gonna meet a bunch of different groups of people that you probably didn't really have to deal with as much in the middle school. And I say don't be closed-minded, because the amount of opportunities you will miss the amount of opportunities you will wish you did because you decided to be closed-minded about something. And it can be as simple as something like, oh, I just don't like people who are super energetic. So you close yourself off of things like theater because you think those kids are too loud and too expressive, so you don't want to deal with it. Small stuff like that. Like, it doesn't even need to be big things like if you're like homophobic or if you're like racist. It just needs to be small stuff like that. Like, you just don't like loud people. And I get it. Like, I can respect that. But when you prevent yourself from even entertaining those kind of people, then you just close yourself off of like theater. Boom, gone. Music, honestly, just music in general, because music is very loud, gone. Like, you just close yourself off a huge portion of the school, and you don't know, maybe you would have found something in that ick that you had and found something you would have loved. And the amount of people I've met through things I thought were really cringe and lame that I would have normally been like, oh no, I'm good, but I was willing to stick through it because honestly, I'm just that kind of person. Like, I always challenge my beliefs. Like, I really do truly believe that you should challenge what you believe, even if it hurts your ego, okay? Because at the end of the day, a lot of the opportunities and the people that I met came from challenging myself. You know what I mean? Because it's really easy to stay comfortable. You know what I mean? It's very easy to stay comfortable in your own skin, but sometimes you really do need to step out to meet those kind of people, to do those kind of classes. And I guarantee you, like, this is genuinely something I can guarantee you step outside that box and you will get something good coming towards you. So don't be closed-minded. Look at everything from every angle. Be open-minded and be willing to try new things. And we got number 9, which is try at least one sport as a freshman. Now, this one I thought was really obvious advice, but also I feel like a lot of people mostly talk about clubs and stuff, which I also really do think clubs you should join as well. But specifically for me, I feel like sports needs to be highlighted more because of one reason and one reason only. When you're a freshman, no one expects you to be good. Like, when you're a freshman, they kind of naturally think you're going to suck, which may suck for a lot of people. But my thing is, it's good for 2 reasons. One, if you actually care about being good in sport, which I never did, so I just joined for the giggles. I've always just joined for the giggles. But if you actually care about like being perceived good in a sport, it's the perfect opportunity to prove people wrong. It's the perfect opportunity to show that you're more than just a freshman. You're actually good at the sport and you know what you're doing. And so it's an opportunity to show up and show off. But if you're just like thinking like, oh, you want to do something, you want to stay fit, join a sport because, well, everyone expects you to suck anyway. So you have nothing to lose by joining, right? Like, they're just like, oh, it's just some freshman join in. So it's the perfect year to just join in because ain't nobody gonna expect you to be good anyway. So if you're garbage and you suck, no one's gonna blame you. You know what I mean? It's a lot more different if you're like a senior joining, because it's like, even if you've never done the sport before, people think because you're bigger and you're older that you're just naturally gonna do better. So when you don't, then they're like, they might talk trash. They might be like, oh, she's like, how's she a senior and she bad? You know what I'm saying? But in freshman year, that expectation doesn't exist because it literally makes no sense. And no one's going to blame a freshman for being bad, okay? You can do a sophomore year too, but I feel like the later you wait, the more like awkward it gets when you suck. So definitely freshman year, try that sport because ain't nobody gonna judge you. And if they do, then they're probably the bigger losers because they need to mind their damn business. And that's on period. And last but not least, I feel like the most obvious advice at first is number 10. Try to enjoy your years. And this one's honestly could be very loaded, so I'm trying not to make this super long, because last time I really should have talked about this for like 7 minutes. But don't stress out trying to fit in. And I say that because I feel like a lot of people, when they go into high school, think they need to fit into this kind of box. And that's not exactly true, because in my opinion, that box only exists for people who are very kind of closed-minded. And this kind of goes to my earlier point about being closed-minded, because I'll tell you a little bit about myself here. I have never really had a stable friend group in high school. I was always that kid that talked to everybody and anything and everything. But the thing is, because I never had a stable friend group, I never really fit into a box, you know what I mean? But the thing is, I still found my kind of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to form yourself to be the certain somebody to fit in with the skater kids or the popular girls. You really don't need to do that. And I say this for every group. Like, I'm not just talking about like the basic groups like that. Like, I literally am talking about like the theater kids, for example. Like, you don't need to change yourself to fit into those things. Because you'll find people who genuinely vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always tell when someone doesn't vibe with you. You know what I mean? Because you'll be chatting with them and they won't chat back. Or you'll be texting them and they don't text back. Or you'll be calling them and they don't come back. But I'm saying is, don't force it. You know what I mean? Like, don't force yourself to fit with these people because you want to hang with them because you think they're cool or you think they're popular or you think they're, well, okay, they rich. That's a different story. But I think that a lot of people really focus in on that idea. And also a lot of people don't like to go to school events at first because they're kind of scared. And I say, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. Go to the ones you actually want to go to rather than the ones you think you have to go to. Because if you're going for the intention of you want to impress people, that's not worth it, because 9 times out of 10 they have their own friend group anyway and they probably won't care that you're there. You could go, but if you end up not really enjoying yourself because you don't for real want to be there, then it's like, well, now you look dumb. So go to the events you think you'll actually enjoy, and you might find the people that you vibe with at those events as well. And so I'm saying this, like, for example, like at our school we have like football games and we have the parade. Yeah, the parade and the pep rallies and stuff. And I used to go to every single one and try to talk to as many people as possible. But over time, I kind of picked and choose what I wanted to go to, because it can be very overwhelming, especially if you don't have a source of transportation and you have to go on your own or you have to convince your parents. It can be a lot mentally. I mean, if you don't even want to go, then why go? But I do still truly think you should go to those events you actually are interested in rather than forcing yourself to go, because you do have 4 years. It's not like freshman year is the end of the world. Just really enjoy those years. You'll find your people. And honestly, have a good freshman year. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say, but yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. I just really thought that this would be like a little cute idea. I should release it earlier because technically school already started, but that's besides the point. And I just want to let you know that you guys are Love Nilla Nation by Daphne Nilla. How soon this video will be coming out, no idea, but yeah, I love you guys so much. And make sure if you get a Stanley, it better not be the big ass one. Peace out, gangsters.